I'm here at Serenity Hearing in Grimsby this morning, and the first topic that we really want to address is, are you losing your hearing? And are you intimidated or a little bit scared because you're not sure? So Jess, I think they're having a conversation.
So here's the thing, I can see their lips moving, but I can't really hear them. Can you hear them?
No, I'm straining. Does that mean I might be losing my hearing?
So here's the thing, possibly.
Okay.
So you're never too young, never too old, right, to be able to get your hearing tested.
Right.
Always good to come in sooner than later to get a good baseline. When we feel like, you know, everybody will say, people are mumbling, right? It's them, it's not me. And sometimes it is them, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes people do mumble.
No, it's true.
But when you find that people are mumbling more often than not, or you find yourself saying, hey, sorry, can you speak up? Can you look at me when you're talking to me? Things like that.
Yeah.
That's when it's kind of time to be like, you know what? I think maybe I should go and just get my hearing tested.
And people tend to be kind of intimidated. It's kind of like going to the eye doctor. Like you're a little bit scared of the results.
Yes. And the thing is with us at Serenity, like we really kind of explain things and make it super patient forward. So we will answer all the questions, we will do all the things, whatever's needed to make you comfortable with your decision if hearing loss is present and moving forward in the purchase of hearing aids.
And when you do a baseline, when you come in initially and you get your hearing tested, how often do you recommend people come back if their hearing is okay?
That's a great question.
There's nothing to worry about.
Yeah, so for us, we do it once a year.
Okay.
So we do annual just because we want to monitor kind of where that baseline falls. Because not only do we do like the tone test, so you hear a bunch of beeps, but we also do word recognition. So for us, the importance with that is even though sometimes we can hear, and maybe our hearing loss isn't that bad, quote unquote, sometimes that comprehension center is starting to fade a bit.
Okay.
So you might miss 1 out of every 10 words that we say.
Right.
So that's very important for the cognitive side of hearing.
And I know you guys have lots of different locations, because I'm just thinking yearly, what happens if I'm with Serenity Hearing and then I move?
True. So we have 5 locations in Hamilton. So we're kind of scattered all over, like Ancaster area, like Hamilton, like Lime Ridge Mall, here in Grimsby. And again, we've got multiple clinicians.
Yeah.
And we also have a doctor of audiology. So
Okay.
again, you're in really good hands when you come see us.
All right, well, coming up, I am going to be getting my hearing tested, and we'll talk about, you know, the cost and what it takes to go for some hearing aids. All of those details are coming up on Morning Live. I'm back at Serenity Hearing, and I'm in the hearing booth, and I'm just about to get my hearing tested with Jess. Now, we're going to change things a little bit just for the purpose of TV, but our main goal here, Jess, is to tell people or show people how easy it is to get your hearing tested.
100%. I think people are worried that it's time consuming, does it hurt, all of those things. So we're just going to get rid of all of that nonsense.
All the myths.
Typically what happens is we would be putting in these foam tips.
Okay.
But for the purpose of us, I want everybody to be able to hear the beeps that they would typically hear. So we're just going to do it through the speakers. Okay. That's your little Jeopardy button. Every time you hear a beep, chime in. So we're going to scoot out.
Hearing for 800, Jess.
Right? Oh my God, imagine I had a great question prepared.
That would be good. It's not beeps, it's answers.
Okay, so what's going to happen is I'm going to start presenting beeps, different frequencies, and variation in volume.
Okay.
When you hear a beep, doesn't matter how loud or how soft, you're just going to press the button.
Okay.
Fair enough. Here we go.
I am a little nervous that I'm not going to hear them, but
you
I'm okay.
You got this. Here we are.
Heard it.
Here we are.
Heard it.
So as we continue, the beeps will get softer and softer. So what this is meant to present is, at some point, the patient in the booth is not going to hear the beep. Oh, so you still heard that one. Okay, Emily, I see you. So here, I'm presenting a beep, but you're not hearing it.
There's a beep?
Right?
Do it again?
What we do is, is we turn the volume down, but as we need to know where that baseline lies, we then turn the volume back up until you can hear that beep again. There it is. So then what we would do is now I would change the frequency. So I'm going to turn it up so it's a very high pitch. Just again, so we can see the variation.
Okay.
Volume's high again, right? And then we lower the volume. So again, what this is doing is it's letting us kind of track where in that inner ear system, where the damage is in those hair cells. So we would continue this over a variance of frequencies at differing volumes. We plot it all out on what's called an audiogram. We come out and then we discuss just kind of where you fall within that baseline.
And this can all be done in one appointment. So I don't need to wait for my results.
No.
I don't need to, go home and think about how I'm losing my hearing for a week before you get back to me. This is right at the same appointment.
Exactly. As soon as we finish the test, what we do is we bring you back out, we sit at the desk, and we go over everything. Because we also do word scores. We check, again, another variation where we put a little headband behind your ear, and it just bypasses the whole ear itself and goes right to the organ that we hear with to make sure that what we're hearing kind of through the air is exactly what we hear inside.
Amazing.
And then we just talk about the results and we figure out what's the next step, if there is any. Some people come in and they have normal hearing, and that's fine.
I hope. Okay, well, coming up, if I didn't have normal hearing, Jess and I are going to be discussing some of the options that you can go with, including hearing aids. And you don't need to be intimidated or frightened by them, but all of that is coming up. For now, I'm going to send things back inside the studio. Okay, I just got my hearing tested here at Serenity Hearing in Grimsby, and Jess and I are going to go through the results of normal hearing and if I did have some sort of hearing loss.
Yes. So this is not Emily's hearing test. And this is not like an actual, we just did this to show.
Right.
So for you, Emily, if I were to draw like this kind of fake line across here, anything up in this area is considered normal. So that's where you fell with your beeps.
Amazing.
This fake patient has what we call normal hearing loss, but they slope all the way down into severe. So what that means is this patient is kind of missing out on this.
Right.
Right? So what happens with something like this, and this could happen because of genetics, could be hereditary, could be noise-induced. So, I mean, there's lots of people that are construction, factories, even just any type of noise where it's consistent, right? Where you're constantly in that same sound, if you will.
For many hours a day.
Many hours a day, and consistently for years. You could have some type of hearing loss because of that.
Right.
Because it's just the same frequency present all the time, which will damage those hair cells.
And
So,
age doesn't necessarily matter.
doesn't. So here's the thing. So I'm 44. Disclaimer, I know I look younger than what I am.
Of course. I thought you were in your 30s for sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I've worn hearing aids for the past 4 years.
And I had no idea until you just told me.
And I wear like a kind of standard.
I can't see anything.
Yeah, so I mean.
Oh, I see them now.
I've got cute little ears, right?
Yeah, you totally do.
But here's the thing, if you're not paying attention, you don't know they're there.
I had no idea
So
they were
that
there.
whole myth of them being big and cumbersome and like,
Well,
I'm
that's
wearing
old school,
a hearing
right?
aid, 100%. But that's what people think they are.
Totally.
People will say like, they're big.
They're not.
They're not.
They're not. And their technology has come so far. They're actually Bluetooth.
Yes. So again, people love it or people hate it. For us, it's such a genius way because what happens is now when you have a phone call, instead of having it one-sided, you now hear in stereo. So for people with hearing loss or people that have comprehension issues, it's key, it's imperative to give them the best sound signal possible, right? So that, and even for audio, like, again, you take your dog for walks, you like to do all the things, exercise, you can stream audiobooks, music, whatever you want.
Just through your hearing aids.
Just through your hearing aids. You don't need to like take them out, put them in, do all the things.
Gosh, technology is
cool.
so amazing sometimes. And they're so small.
100%. So these are just in the ear. These ones are like the ones that I wear.
Yeah.
And again, they just sit behind your ear. This little rubber piece sits inside the canal. They're rechargeable, so you don't have to worry about batteries. You don't have to worry about anything.
And you can take them in and out so easily.
100%.
Oh, they're super cool.
Yeah.
Okay, well, coming up, we're going to bust some more hearing myths, so make sure you stay with us here on Morning Live. We're at Serenity Hearing here in Grimsby. Now I'm getting a full ear exam. Jess, anything good in there?
I can actually see my computer on the desk.
Wow.
That's how clean they are.
I was going to say, that's a big empty space in there. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, no, that is not what I mean.
Okay, that's great. So I have clean ears, but what if I
wax.
had waxy ears?
So here's the thing. When we have wax present, sometimes does it dull how we hear? Yes. But it doesn't mean that it completely impedes how we hear.
Okay.
So we actually have a fancy irrigator. So if we did have
Irrigator.
isn't that clever?
That
Whoever
is
came
very
up with
clever.
that. So we have an irrigator, which is actually just like, it's legit. It's a super soaker for your ear. I'll just pick this up just so you can see.
Yeah, show us how it kind of works
so like,
a little bit.
it just shoots water out.
Oh.
So it's pressure regulated and it's temperature regulated. So there's going to be no sense of dizziness or anything like that, because it is our body temp. This is a very gentle way of flushing wax out of the ear.
Interesting. Okay, what makes somebody waxy and not waxy?
Oh my God, we get asked that all the time.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's really no rhyme or reason. Sometimes
Really?
people that work in dusty areas, construction, factories, things like that, always putting earplugs in, taking them out.
Yeah.
Sometimes that residual wax does start to build up. Some people are just waxier than others.
Yeah,
Sorry, friends.
because I'm not waxy at all.
No, you're like clean as a whistle. If I could whistle, I would have whistled, but I can't. It's not working.
So great hearing, clean ears. This
Yeah.
has been such a great experience for me here. Okay, so what does it cost to come and get your hearing tested?
So here's the thing. For adult hearing tests, there is no cost. They're complimentary.
Okay.
So you come see us, we go through all the things, and then at the end, the only cost with us when it comes to the hearing kind of testing would be if you decide to go ahead with hearing aids.
Okay.
We would never suggest anything that you don't need.
Right.
We're very patient forward here, so we're very much about what's your lifestyle, what do you do for work, what do you do for hobbies, what are the things like that we can then properly suggest the right hearing aid fit for you.
Right.
Hearing aids range, here's the thing, kids, like $2,900 to like $10,000.
Yeah.
So we can fit anybody's budget. So don't let that stop you from coming in to see us to get that baseline.
Don't let that make you think that you can buy them on Amazon, because you can't. It's not a good idea. And what about those things that kind of look like the things that you use for honey? They're like corkscrews or something?
Let's not do that, friends. If you feel that you have wax in your ears, please come see us. Quick checkup, appointment, we'll look at it, give you the clear.
A lot of times it's covered too, right?
And a lot of times, so again, depending on your benefits, things like that, hearing aids will be covered. Third party, so WSIB, DVA, so Veterans Affairs could be covered. It just depends on what your hearing loss looks like. So there's different avenues that we can explore.
So I think the bottom line here is that it's not going to cost you anything. It is so easy and simple. The staff here are fantastic at Serenity Hearing. It doesn't hurt to get your hearing tested, and that way you've got a baseline and you can figure it out and go from there, whether or not you need hearing support or if you just need to come back for regular annual checkups.
100%.
All right, well, thanks for having us.
My pleasure.
I feel like I'm a bit of a show off with my great
You
hearing.
are a bit of a show off, but it's okay, we'll forgive you.
And my clean earrings. And if people want to get a hold of you, what's the best way to do it?
So you can go on the website, Serenity Hearing, and reach out. All of the clinics, all 5 clinics are on there. Locations and phone numbers.
Amazing.
So reach out.
Okay, thanks, Jess. Now I think we need to clean my ears.
Yeah.
I think I need to get my ears cleaned just in case.
Oh God, here we go.